Hey everybody, Hubble's Cat. Kitty Cat's out helping her sister Pat to get ready to go to our new place, the Shire, the retreat. Anyway, I did a video recently where I showed sprouting from start to finish, and I usually turn the taps off in between, and several North American, mostly American, Southern American people got quite upset at just how flagrantly I was using water. Yeah, precious resources are only precious when they run out, or you think they're going to run out, and I don't think water's going to run out, so I don't really see it as precious. We do some water conservation, but it's not like a big thing. We bath every day, etc., etc. We wash the washer dryer probably once a day, dishwasher probably once a day. So we're kind of water pigs, me and the kitty cat. So I thought I'd have a little look at that, because I think there's somewhat of an interesting topic for us to look at as preppers. So this is from a neo-capitalist newspaper in Canada called the National Post, and it says that Canadians' water use on average is alarming. Apparently we use 329 litres of water a day on average, which is the worst in the world. The second worst in the world apparently is the United States. I believe you guys use 80 to 100 gallons a day. That's an American gallon. So I have absolutely no idea what that is. But why is this kind of important? Well, as I've said before, I had no stored water in the house whatsoever, and the water main accidentally got cut off, and I didn't have any water to even in the kettle to make a coffee. That was about a year or so after I started prepping. I hadn't seen water as an issue for prepping, because I can just literally, I'm going to do a video on that, I literally can just walk out the house and get some water, and I've got the stuff here to treat it. But that taught me a lesson, and now I do have quite a bit of stored water in the house, just for convenience sake, in short-term SHDFs. Now, you may have heard about Cape Town. One of the interesting things with Cape Town, it's in South Africa, and it's currently their summer. So they're calling for their reservoirs to be turned off, and 1 million homes in the city to actually have their municipal water supply shut off, and then they would provide standpipes, about 200 standpipes in the city for everybody to get their water. So they're calling it Day Zero, and Day Zero is estimated to be April 16th. There's a good chance it will be pushed further forward, because now they've stopped, I believe the last day or two, they've stopped actually providing water to the wineries in the area, in the Cape region, which down the pipe, a year or so down the pipe, is going to push world wine prices up a little bit, especially if the Californian drought continues. But anyway, this is just to show you how well you can see this. I'll link all of this stuff, but the Guardian has a nice picture. There's 4 major dams that supply Cape Town. This is the major dam, the Theewaterskloof Dam. I don't speak Afrikaner. But you can see what happens to it over the year. It's drying out, right? So that's the problem right there. They've got 3 other smaller dams and all that stuff, which I'll get to in a minute. So what they're claiming, and they're showing rainfall, and this is an ongoing thing, and they've had droughts before in Cape Town. It's clearly correlated to rising global temperatures and rising local temperatures over a protracted timeline. A lot of stuff going on about that. But yeah, so the major dams are under 20%, and the 2 tiny ones are like about 50-60% full capacity, but that's not really going to help them. So they're only allowed to drink only allowed to use 50 litres of water or less a day, which is like huge. Previous targets have failed. Now, what's 50 litres on average? So say you decide to flush the toilet 5 times a day. That's half the water loss. So your entire water for the day is flushing the toilet 10 times. What happens if you decide to shower for 5 minutes? That's almost all the water. 5-minute shower, almost all the water for the day. So a lot of people in Cape Town aren't washing their hair very often, they're not showering, they're doing lots of things to try and protect themselves from day one, which would be a disaster, and we're all kind of worried about it. Now, Bloomberg, not a noted left-wing organisation, though you might think it is so, you guys, they've already started to spin. So they put out one, you know, Cape Town water crisis eases as residents curb consumption, and they show one of the Monteleno reservoirs, which is about 60% capacity. It's a very tiny one. Like you can see, it's tiny. Talking about a city of 500,000 people, it's tiny. Look, there's water in the reservoir. There's no problem, don't panic, blah blah blah. Everybody's conserving water, everything's fine, it will be okay. But Moody's, I believe, have downgraded South Africa because they're kind of really seriously concerned it will be shut off. Now, in terms of what would happen when it's shut off, is that they will guard various areas of Cape Town where there is water available, which is kind of interesting. One of those areas is the Newland Spring, comes up Tabletop Mountain. It's never run dry, and if that runs dry, you're going to see massive panic. So they've already got like hordes of people lining up day and night, all throughout the night, wherever the water is, to get the water. And that's something you need to bear in mind. If you are in a water-rich area like I am, I don't really care about this. If you're not in a water-rich area, and apparently a lot of people aren't, if you're near a pool or a stream and you think, I'm okay, I'm near a pool, I'm near a stream, don't be surprised in a slow SHTF situation that involves lack of water if you see vast numbers of people coming in and rioting and defecating and littering and using up that water supply if it's one of the rare ones in the area. So you might want to think about hidden water sources if you're in a water short area, which most people are. So yeah, it's going to be a fascinating thing how this plays out. They're already planning to use the police and the military in small amounts to protect these springs and these areas. So I just wanted to pop this one at you because we're at 7 minutes. So if you haven't read about Cape Town, use the links and look at it. There will be a video up tomorrow where I'm going to talk about the North American possible version of Day 1 in Cape Town, and what that could mean for us up here in a little bit more length and detail when I'm going into this. But I do think this definitely is worth looking at. It's an interesting thing. If a modern city in one of the richest countries in the continent of Africa actually runs out of water, it would be quite the thing. Anyway, that's Hoople's Cat. I'll load this one up and put it up there, and tomorrow I'll do one on the Ugalala aquifer and talk about Midwest and agriculture and stuff like that, because there's a lot of interesting stuff being said about the when, not if, when those reservoirs, the high plains and the reservoirs in the Midwest actually will run dry. And it's not what I've read and looked at in quite some detail. I think it's actually coming a lot sooner than people are saying. So Cape Town Day 1 needs to be studied by North American preppers specifically, because severe drought restrictions in terms of the water supply from the municipal authority is turned off for an indefinite period, might be coming sooner rather than later to parts of North America. Alright, au revoir. I will let Mr. Bear out.